Welcome to Books in Sum, your go-to for bite-sized book summaries.
New to Big by Kidder, Christina Wallace. This book explains how large corporations can adopt a startup's growth mentality to ensure the longevity of their own business. The business world began to develop some very poor routines in the middle of the 20th century. This problem was identified by John Kenneth Galbraith in his book The New Industrial State, which argued that corporations were putting profit before society. The theory of the firm, managerial behavior, agency costs, and ownership structure was written by two prominent economists, Michael C. Jensen and William H. Meckley. They also criticized American capitalism, saying that companies should prioritize their shareholders' interests over those of their customers. This article explains how seasoned businesses can adopt a startup mentality to permanently embed a growth mindset at the core of their operations. In the late 1960s, companies began putting shareholder satisfaction ahead of all else. As a result, companies stopped caring about satisfying customers and instead concentrated on reducing costs. In order to find a pain point or friction point for consumers and develop a new solution, modern startups have adopted a more agile business model. They're on the lookout for something that causes customers discomfort, like a limited selection of restaurants that offer food delivery. Innovation that results in sustainable expansion is favored in startup culture over incremental improvement. This lack of restaurant food delivery services is an example of a pain point or friction point that modern startups attempt to address by developing novel solutions. The focus of a startup is on sustainable innovation rather than constant tweaking. The mindset of a startup is essential for long-term success. It's exemplified by the top 5 companies in 2018 by market capitalization, and it requires taking chances and looking ahead. After losing its mojo after Bill Gates resigned as CEO in 2000 and Steve Ballmer took over with a conservative, incrementalist logic, Microsoft is a good example of a company that has reinvented itself. The company's fortunes began to change in 2014 when Satya Nadella was named CEO. In an interview given in 2015, he explained the radical shift in perspective that informed his approach to the position. We no longer discuss revenue and profit as lagging indicators of success. In other words, what are the most telling signs of success? Successfully combining the resources, capital, and brand recognition of a corporate behemoth with the risk-taking spirit of an entrepreneur. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella has shaped Microsoft into a hybrid. He is responsible for Microsoft's current form, which combines the stability of a large corporation with the innovation and risk-taking of a startup. He has successfully molded Microsoft into an entity that combines the stability of a large corporation with the innovation and risk-taking of a startup. To maintain viability, businesses should switch from focusing on the total addressable market to the total addressable problem. For example, if you wanted to learn about the flora of a distant planet but used a guidebook written for Earth, that would be like using the tried-and-true TAM model. The key to reaching exponential growth is the total addressable problem model. New customer problems or needs are the foundation of the total addressable problem model, which can lead to the discovery of untapped markets. Untapped markets, as opposed to those saturated with competitors, are where growth can be found. Companies need to conduct market research differently to address customer issues, such as by asking customers what they think of the app and how much they'd spend on it, as well as by predicting what customers want. Instead of simply adjusting an existing product or idea to better suit the customer, businesses should actively seek out feedback and act on it. Finally, businesses need to be ready to scrap their initial concept and start over if feedback from customers leads them in a different direction. Real innovators and growth leaders need to embrace productive failure, and this book explains why it's crucial to foster an environment where employees feel safe to try new things and make mistakes in interesting ways. This entails a culture that encourages leaders to kill off doomed projects, and for subordinates to confront their superiors with the truth, as well as a culture that allows for lots of small, fast, and cheap failures from which innovators can learn. Venture capitalist Esther Dyson stresses the significance of fostering an atmosphere where employees feel safe enough to take risks and learn from their mistakes. For innovators to succeed, it's necessary to create an environment where they can safely try things out and fail quickly and cheaply while also being supported by their superiors. If the new to big ethos is to be put into practice, businesses will need to develop organizational structures that account for this change. They need to form the right group to investigate potential solutions. Candidates can be whittled down further by looking for people who are flexible, inquisitive, modest, and enthusiastic about taking risks. Businesses can help fund innovation by investing in new, dynamic projects with calculated risks. Businesses need to take calculated risks on exciting new ventures if they want to increase their chances of success. In order to increase the likelihood of success for new ideas, businesses should make it simpler to receive approval to invest in them. To accomplish this, a company's leadership can form a growth board, a small group responsible for rapidly evaluating the viability of new ideas, allocating resources, and keeping tabs on the progress of each initiative. They should invest modest sums at the outset of each project and then, if things go well, allocate larger sums of money as the project progresses. This method instills the competitive spirit and sense of urgency necessary for succeeding in the startup world. Established businesses can take risks and innovate with the help of the growth board model, which allows them to invest in multiple funds at once. The always-on mindset can produce remarkable outcomes. The key to growth is to provide new solutions to customer pain points, so large companies that want to grow need to act with the dynamism and flexibility of new startups. An elite group of risk-takers and original thinkers is required to implement this expansion strategy in a large company. To generate fresh business concepts, try reading materials that are out of your usual wheelhouse, such as art theory, philosophy, and excellent novels.
We hope you found this summary helpful in your listening journey. If you're interested in diving deeper into the topic or getting your hands on the whole book, be sure to check the description below where we've included links to the book and other related products that may be useful to you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on our latest book summaries. And feel free to leave a comment with any suggestions or requests for books you'd like us to cover. Thanks again for tuning in and happy listening.